Hi everyone, welcome to the video tutorial series on understanding how to fill the timesheets on Bitrix. So this update has been pending for quite some time and we have now digitized the timesheet with a few updates and have incorporated the suggestions from the finance controller on this. Uh, So I would quickly take you through the updates that have been suggested by Finance Controller, which we have digitized as well. So if you see the timesheet that we fill, so a new update is that as you know, there are many different projects that are going on currently at NAPP, and also one of the important projects that is going to come up is European Commission funding that is going to come up and other donor funded projects. So it is very critical that we track the time being spent by each of us on different broad heads. So finance controller has suggested to have this kind of attribution of our time that we spend to these broad um project-wise heads. Okay, so as you can see here, this is a dummy timesheet that has been filled by one of our uh, previous employees. I'm using his ID to demonstrate you on Bitrix, that is Felix, who was in Sri Lanka for some 3 to 4 years ago. So I'm using his ID as a dummy ID to demonstrate you how to fill the timesheet. Okay. So the major update is that once you list your activity details, you have to attribute, connect that to the possible project-wise heads here. If at all you're not able to see the option relevant, then you can put that under others and mention the details in the comment section. And the other thing which was we were not able to capture in our timesheets is offsite support that we are providing through maybe Skype or GoToMeetings or through voice or calls. So it is so finance controller suggested to have one column to record or capture the time being spent by us on offsite support. Okay, so these are the two major updates to say, and let us see this in Bitrix how this works. So before moving ahead to Bitrix, I would like to orient you on few standard procedures to be followed to fill the timesheets every month. So as you know, the standard reporting time period to file the timesheet is 26th to a month to 25th. Okay, this is the cycle that we are currently following. The reason being, if it is a calendar month, 1st to 30th of a month, there is a risk of payments being delayed. So with that objective, Finance Controller has suggested 26th to 25th of a month to be the reporting month for the timesheets. Okay. So the clarity that you should have before filling the timesheet is that the number of days that you're reporting for in the period and number of days that you have worked in the reporting month and number of weekend holidays along with the public holidays that came in that within that time period of reporting, number of vacation days that you have, and number of sick days that you sick leaves that you have taken during the reporting month. So it boils down to number of working days will be equal to total days of reporting in the month minus weekend holidays if any, minus the vacation leaves, sick leaves. Okay. Say for example, Felix is reporting from 26th of Jan to 25th of February 2019. So if you see the calendar, give me a second. So you have about 26. You're starting from 26. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 weekend holidays within this time period of reporting. So I have mentioned here weekend holidays are 10. Assume that Felix has taken 1 day casual leave on 5th of Feb and 1 day sick leave on 19th of Feb. and total days of reporting during this time period is 31 days. So the net working days that Felix has to now report is equivalent to 31 days, that is total days of the month of reporting, minus weekend holidays, that is 10 days, minus vacation leaves is 1 and sick leaves is 1. So now Felix will report on this 19 working days during this time period of reporting. And as you know, NAPP considers a working day equivalent to 8 hours. So even though if you work for more than 8 hours, according to NAPP's policy, you will not be reimbursed for that extra hours. So the minimum hour to put is 8 hours. So Felix will now report 19 days into 8 hours, that is 152 hours of equivalent hours. Okay, that is what I have also outlined here in this thing. I will demonstrate you that very soon. Okay, as you can see, 19 days he is reporting, sick days is 1, vacation days is 1, weekend days are 10, and all this combined is equivalent to 31 days. And this is automatically calculated from this 26th Jan to 25th Feb. So total days in the month is 31. Okay, so let us now move on to Bitrix to see how this has been designed. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is not working. Let me go here. Right. Okay. So Felix, I'm using Felix as a dummy ID who will be reporting to me. So all those approvals come to me for approval. I will demonstrate you how the control flow is. Okay. So let me log into Felix ID and show you how to fill the timesheet. Right. So as you can see, there are few tabs here under Internet tab, the right hand side. I think this is a bit slow. So you click on a tab, you see here timesheet. Okay, this is where you will find the digitized timesheet equivalent to what we have in this Excel sheet. Okay. Okay, so let us see how to how Felix fills this reporting from 6th of January to 25th of February. Okay, right. As you can see, when you select the time period, the number of days to report is automatically selected. Okay. Okay. So now let us quickly come here and just copy and paste these things here. Right. So this is related to producer support, PSR support. So he's attributing to that. He has spent 8 hours in traveling, assume, and some 16 hours of activity. Can come down. Okay, now Felix is saying he has done a producer training on fitted standards. That is also under PSR support. He spent 4 hours and 24 hours in travel and in activity. As you can see, all these 3 columns, time spent on traveling to and fro should be captured here. Actual time spent for conducting activity has to come here. And this has to be filled, this column, only if you have given some offsite support through Skype or GoToMeeting or through cellular calls. Okay. The third thing which Felix is saying is he's attended trade fairs. So this will be under business development and marketing. Okay. And 12 hours of traveling and 16 hours for activity itself. Further coming down, supporting in producer profile information collection. This comes under MER and IT. Okay. And by the way, please remember you have to have, at any case, select at least one project-wise details. Without this, you will not be able to submit. As you can see, this is a star mark here, which is compulsory. And also, if you can see here, upload file. So you have to upload your consultancy invoice. That is mandatory for you. I will demonstrate that in a minute. Also, reporting monthly activities and field visits. This also comes under mail and IT. How much time did he spend here? It is 8 hours, and for this also 8 hours. So you can mention 8 hours and 8 hours, right? Then we have our new project coming up. Say, for example, European Commission project. So say he has supported in implementing some organizational strengthening training on EC project. He spent some 16 hours time on activity training, and say he supported in youth programs. That comes under enabling new generation. What is that? YCBMR. Okay. And this is, say, he spent some 8 hours for this. Then we have supporting in climate change activities. Okay, you can say this is from FI funding. This he spent some 24 hours for this. Okay, assume this. And then finally, Felix supported during remote support through mobile calls or through Skype meetings. All these details will feed into this thing, and this will come under others. Okay, you can mention in the comments supporting remotely, thing. Okay. And how much time is spent? 8 hours. So this has to come under offline support column. Okay, be very, very careful of this. As you can see, these 3 columns are summed up. Total time traveled is actually summed up here, 24 hours. Actual time spent for activity is calculated here, and it is under total hours for actual time spent on activity is 120 hours equivalent, and the offsite support is only 8 hours, so it's 8. And then further we have to divide this into equivalent number of days. As I said, NAPP considers 8 hours working days, so 24 divided by 8, 120 by 8, and 8 by 8. So this is the equivalent number of days that Felix has worked for. That 3 plus 15 plus 1 is equivalent to 19. So that is how you mention here. As demonstrated in the example, Felix has 1 day of vacation leave and 1 day of sick leave. He will mention 1 day of sick leave, 1 day of vacation leave. If that is 0, we can mention 0. Office weekends are 10. So this is 10. So now 19 plus 1 plus 1 plus 10. All this is summed up and it is equivalent to 31. That is auto calculated. And the other thing which is very, very important for you to understand is unless and until the total days in the month, in the sense the total days that you put here should be equivalent to the total number of days in the month. Say for example, if you mention here 2 days of sick leaves, so it will come up to 32, but that is not equivalent to the time period of reporting 26th to 25th of Feb. So you will not be able to submit the form. So we have put a condition that the total number of days has to be equal to total number of days in the month. So you have to put it, and this has to match. Okay. Sorry. Okay. And next thing is you can also mention the comments here. Say for example, he has some comments here for producer training. He has done for so and so producers. Okay. I will just copy and paste it for your. Okay. So this is how a timesheet is filled. And then finally, as you can see here, there is a red star. So this is the mandatory field without which you cannot submit the form. So he will come down and select the consultancy invoice. Okay. Say this is consultancy invoice of Felix. Okay. So now you're good to go. Everything is filled fine. Come to the bottom and submit this form. And that's all. You're done. So this is saved in a draft mode. As you can see, you have spent 24 hours in traveling. Felix has spent 24 hours in traveling, 120 hours for the actual activity, and 8 hours in the offline support. which is equivalent to 19 days. Okay, and the days in the month 26 to 25th is 31, and the number of days which Felix has reported is also equivalent to 31. 19 days of working, 1 days of sick leave, 1 days of vacation leave, and 10 days of weekend holidays. So this is how you fill, and this is still saved as a draft. So in order to send this uh, timesheet for your reporting manager for approval, you can see two options here. Okay, if you want to edit, you can go simply to edit and make those edits. I'm not demonstrating that now, but in order to send this form for approval to your reporting manager, you simply click on this button, send for approval. So Felix is now clicking on this, and you can see message sent successfully. Okay, so now this has been sent to the reporting manager for approval. And as you can see, by default, once you click that send, the tab will automatically move to timesheet view. So all those things which you fill, you will be able to see that under timesheet view. And for most of you, timesheet approval and approved timesheets are not relevant, because these are something which is relevant for the reporting managers and email. Okay, so for you, the tabs of interest would be timesheet, wherein you can fill the timesheet, and timesheet view, wherein all those timesheets which have been filled by you are stored. So this is the most recent timesheet that has been filled by Felix, 26th of Jan to 25th of Feb. That is for 31 days. Okay, if you want to go and see the things here once more, in the second column, you can click here on this button, and you can view this form. Click on this view, right? So this is what it is. So let us now see how this form goes to the reporting manager, and how reporting manager has to approve or reject this form. Okay. So as I said, Felix says the dummy ID reporting to me. So the form will be appearing here. So once the reporting manager logs in, all the timesheets for the from the reporters from his team will be appearing in this tab, timesheet for approval. Okay, so the reporting manager goes for timesheet for approval. As you can see, the first stage is filling as a draft and sent. The second stage is approval by the reporting manager. The third stage is approval by the finance assistant, and the fourth stage and the final stage is approval by the finance controller or CFO. So what a reporting manager does is he comes to the second column, clicks here, actions, goes to the view, and he will have a basic check, okay, where all the time has been spent on what all project wise heads, and if everything is in good condition, he comes here and gives his approval, manager approval. If, for example, say, Felix has made few, say, mistakes, so now reporting manager can come and to check this form, and he can mention, please provide so and so details, for example. I don't know. So now reporting manager clicks on submit, and that's it. The form has again gone to the reporter. So if you can come here to the Felix login, all the rejected timesheets will appear in this red mark. So the red suggests that the timesheet has been rejected by manager. Also, you can see on this bell icon, when you click here, it's always a good idea to go to this bell icon to see what is the latest thing happening to your account. As you can see, Felix, the timesheet has been rejected by the manager. Okay, so what he does is Felix comes to this second column, click on view. Okay, as you can see, the comments by the reporting manager, the rejection comments are here. So I just given for your pursual. So please provide so detail, for example. So now he comes to here, edit. Say, for example, he has to say make few edits, like he did not take a sick leave. this is 0. He has missed to report something. Say reporting, something like that. Say that was related to advocacy activity. 8 hours. Okay. So now, as I said, this has to match. This 20 plus 10 plus 1. Oh, wait. 6 days. Sorry, this is 0. Right. 20 plus 6 days plus vacation days plus office holidays has to be equivalent to the reporting days. Okay. So Felix makes these changes and come again and update. Right. That's all. And then all those changes have been made. Everything is perfect. He will again send this. Click on this send for approval. Right. And automatically then it again takes to the timesheet view. You can see this thing. And if you go to the reporting manager's login, okay, he will go to the timesheet for approval. He will go to the Felix thing, go and view. So he will see, okay, the changes have been made, new thing has been added, sick leave has been removed. He will come here finally and give the manager approval. And that's all. So if you go here and again see in the Felix login, so Felix will be able to see the second bar as green. So this is approved by manager. And if you go and click here for view, you can see the next level of approval is finance assistant. So I'm not going to demonstrate this. So it will go for finance assistant and finally for CFO for approval. This is how a typical monthly timesheet has to be filled. So if at all you have any doubt or any queries, you can reach out to me anytime. So thanks for watching.